Cracks in the mirror. Cracks in the identity.
Vegas cannot be an easy place for him to visit.
Oh, great. Go. Ever storyline.
Nice.
This week's videos are sponsored by Prize Picks, the easy-to-use fantasy sports betting app. More on them in just a bit.
That Deathclaw was at the end of the last episode. We have to get to it right away. You good? You good, Michael?
There was a Deathclaw. There was a Deathclaw.
And
the king?
That's on the king. That's on the king, man.
Deathclaw.
Oh, Deathclaw there, man.
Elvis's birthday by the time this video is coming out.
Oh, no way. Happy birthday. You ever show a happy birthday?
Okay.
Hey, leave a like on this video. All right, and a comment on what you thought about this. You ready to do this, Michael?
I'm so ready. Let's watch it.
Let's watch. Nah.
Oh.
They designed this season for streaming. And they changed it to weekly. Looks good.
It looks freaking great. Oh, the kids. Oh, yep.
Oh, that is scary.
Wow. Just took the whole tree
I
down.
defer to you about what to do in this situation.
Run. Let's go.
You have any more drugs? And I really think I need some more drugs. You have any more drugs? No, I don't need more drugs.
We're all Lucy
Which
right
one
now.
would you recommend?
Got a rocket launcher in that bag?
You know, that's what I do in the game. Pull that right on.
Hiding there is gonna do you no good. No.
Frag grenade. Use a stealth boy right.
Oh, look at the texture on it.
Distraction. I know that is how you do creature effects.
Nice. Fallout New Vegas, and now we're in a flashback?
So this is Vegas, huh?
Yep.
And those surprisingly smelly lizard monster bull things.
Oh.
Have they always been here?
Nope.
Okay.
What a stark cut to
I
a
don't know
whole
why
new
my dad went
moment.
into a den of giant monsters, but he probably just told me to shut the fudge up.
Yeah, probably. That's what Greg tells me to do.
Before the war, there was a plan for a special vault, a vault for management.
That's the future.
That's where my wife is. My daughter is too.
You never found it?
Oh no, I found one in California. It was empty. Found another one in Oregon. It was empty too. Turns out there's more than a few special vaults for management sprinkled across the wasteland. All of them empty.
His voice seems to be going deeper.
But I've never found one in Vegas.
So you think
Huh?
my dad's in there, maybe your wife and daughter are too.
And now they're surrounded by these things.
I think we should just go in there and get them.
You can't just waltz past a pack of Deathclaws.
Yeah, I tried that.
They're called Deathclaws.
Free side. At least this part of town's still alive.
Now, I'll admit I am in an altered mental state, but I think we should just shoot these monsters in the face. And frankly, whatever we do, we need to do it quickly. I ain't very much out of drugs.
Take this. There's a general store over there called Sonny's.
Oh, Sonny.
After something called a dick dog. They clean out all that shit you got running through your veins.
Maybe they'll have something to take down one of those lizards.
I wouldn't bet on it.
You know, I've never heard it said, like, out loud. That is not how I pronounce
Where
it
you
in my head. A dick doll.
Get fucked up.
Naturally, just stepping into this part, even if you haven't played the game like myself, makes this feel like a video game.
Guess you saw them Deathclaw things come up from Quarry Junction. They farting around the strip. Big whoop.
Ah,
Just another round of changing management. That's all it is. Like one of them merry-go-round. NCR Legion. Fucking robot. No matter to me. Always somebody trying to tell us what to do. As long as they don't come around and charge me taxes, I don't give a fuck. Go try to charge me taxes, lizard. Goddamn head off.
Stop talking.
please. I was liking the lore exposition there for a minute. What were you saying?
I'm saying it's so much more withdrawn and less aggressive.
Well, it's a lot harder now, I think, to get to his wife.
That was cool. Because there was like some classical framing of like a Western showdown, but then it was, I guess, the tension battle was with himself.
Galaxy News! Vault Tech presents...
Captains of industry gather in Las Vegas, Nevada to decide the fate of the free world.
Cool.
And the leader of this historic summit, Robert Edwin House, founder of Robco, the nation's leading robotics manufacturer. So what does this titan of the private sector think about his odds at succeeding?
He's behind Liberty Prize, Liberty Prime. Behind him.
Where I come from, which is America, the house
Always wins.
Sure does.
Howard, this is Howard. Coop, I'm sorry I'm late.
He really feels like a Walt Disney.
Looks like
Oh my God, he was serving him here too.
Oh, I'm suddenly a very important person and a possible assassination target.
We'll meet you at the gate.
Okay.
If that's the platinum chip, I'm gonna lose my mind.
Glad you chose to do the right thing.
Is that what you call killing a man?
Check the coin return. If Robert House,
See, this is the profile framing that they were doing at the bar.
you're a soldier. You've killed before.
In uniform.
Wearing a costume doesn't make it any better. The opportunity to save countless lives in exchange for one. I think in this case, the ends justify the means.
No wonder Vegas is so
People
hard
been
for
saying
him.
shit like that for years.
Putting the hat on and the shadows, it's the start of the Cooper that we've come to know.
And him not being able to go
Tell you
through
what.
with it, or that not being the real Mr.
I'll
House.
stop the exchange. I'll get your cold fusion
Could have
back.
saved the whole world.
But I'm not gonna kill a man to do it.
Yeah.
There's a Vault-Tec hotel.
Your ad campaign has been an enormous success.
It's actually well, I'll save it for the end.
Wouldn't be allowed
Sure.
to unilaterally dictate American policy.
It's the same Congresswoman.
I deserve to be part of this conversation. I'm a United States Congresswoman.
Wow, that mistreatment.
Really sorry about that.
It's fine. Fighting the good fight is mostly a series of humiliation.
Amen, sister.
Coop?
Keep at it.
Side note, he makes that ascot work.
Oh, yeah.
I need to talk to those reps from Robco. Care to join?
What do you think? I'm gonna get a couple of drinks. Nicotini? Mr. House would like to see you.
Nah. Damn, that paid off.
Well, I feel validated.
Well, howdy, partner.
Howdy.
Right this way.
I'm Robert House.
What cool framing.
Toilet?
I apologize. I was just very eager to meet you. Now, I know that you came to Vegas to kill me, did you not?
He has him looking down to give like a false sense of power.
Hello, gorgeous. How I've missed you.
You turning to a chicken?
I'll admit you'd be disappointed in how I've behaved since we've been apart.
Skeleton.
But you can't begrudge a man for filling the void, can you?
Fully integrated security technotronic officer active and reporting for duty.
That makes two of us.
Ooh.
Whoa. Appeared like an apparition.
Oh, a looky-loo, eh? Go watch From Behind a Shrub or something like a civilized pervert.
Like a civilized pervert. How I talk about you, Greg. Oh, yike.
How would you like to forget everything you've ever known? Everyone you've ever known? Your language and motor skills will remain intact. Every choice you've made, every moment you've cherished, will be completely and utterly removed from your memory.
Please. Yes.
He lives. Yeah, smart.
Let's begin.
Now let's begin.
Oh, boy, howdy.
Ew, it's so dirty in here. One of these guys must be the janitor.
You guys are hollow.
I mean, they had to be, right?
Guys?
Hey, look, it's Janice.
Still at her desk. Yeesh.
She always was a kiss ass.
Yeah.
You asshole.
I need to craft a weapon.
Well, that's so funny.
What a video game line. I need to craft a
This
weapon.
is my squat. I'll squat. They know what I'm.
Is she the same one from season one?
I'll be more vault.
When she met the one who met Lucy?
What do you mean?
She might be.
More vault dwellers.
Yeah, more vault dwellers.
Can I ask you a question? Mm-hmm. What is making that noise in the elevator?
Roach Farm.
Farm, huh?
Ah, they're mating.
How big are they?
Not big enough to market yet, but they'll get there.
That's one way to make a living.
So you met my sister?
Yeah, back in Philly, before the Brotherhood of Steel burnt it down.
Oh.
Had her help a fella from the Enclave get through the shithole to some folks from the NCR who weren't in town when Shady Sands blew up.
Good recap.
The
Pretty slim odds. What with it being con country?
The Great Counts.
What? I don't understand what any of that means.
Oh, I'm sorry. I forget you Valties don't much care for current events. Your sister is dead, honey.
Oh. You don't know that. You don't know my sister.
I know the wasteland better than you do. And I know
He's a good brother.
plenty well what it does to folks as soft as you all are. Now, I'm gonna tell you what I told her, and for y'all's sake, I hope you listen. Go home, Balti.
Nah, they're the same blood. He ain't going anywhere.
Let's go, Barb.
Like
If
Lucy,
you
he
idiots
too has
need
changed.
supplies for the trip home, help yourselves.
Got some mutt fruit on the table.
Good luck, dipshit.
Suddenly you're a big Samaritan, huh?
Baby, shut the f up. I'm trying to be a better person.
See, it's possible, Greg.
Even in the wasteland.
Even in the wasteland.
Body parts.
What are you doing?
I love his outfit.
I came in the wrong door, so. Are you Sonny?
Sonny, no.
He left town.
Okay.
That's why the prices are all higher.
So,
That makes a lot of sense.
not in that trash can behind me?
No, it's the guy who tried to rob the place.
And he's naked.
He's wearing
so
Sonny's outfit.
come in here naked?
So that's all tight fitting. Yeah.
That's
I
a
mean, it's
little
not
tight.
weird for someone to rob a store naked. Lots of people do it, okay?
I didn't take it you were one of them.
You're not gonna shoot me as I go, sir. Don't touch that gun. If you touch that gun, I'm gonna have to maim you.
In her defense.
I'm sorry.
Oh, you done murdered.
Oh, gosh.
Hey, you did the right thing.
Oh, who are you?
That's the question. Who have you become is more like it.
Oh, wow.
I've been following you for some time. Have you? Don't worry. I'm not a crazed fan of one of your films. Unlike Edison and some of the rest, I don't care for fiction. It's not real. Doesn't matter. My interest in you, though, on the other hand, well, that does matter. How you figure that? Our destinies are...
As he hides, creates fiction of who Robert House is.
How long have you been pretending to be this guy? 10 years. It's 11. Mr. Howard.
Who have you been pretending to be?
Come
Coop.
down here. Let's you and I talk. I'm not going to come down there. Come down here. I don't want... Mr. Howard, I was there with you in Alaska. I doubt that.
You?
Very much. Not physically, of course. I'm not insane. But I did license a piece of software to West-Tech, which gave me access to the T-45 armor you wore. So I saw
all of it.
I saw it all.
And he wanted to bring the Deathclaw here.
I saw the demon in the snow, and I believe that is connected to the future of this great nation.
Yes, exactly.
And to your wife.
I'm coming down.
Talk about two extraordinary actors doing some extraordinary acting.
Like yourself, Mr. Howard, I am an apex competitor. We are the very best at what we do. And what I do
Ex-competitor, that's great.
is I know everything. I know who is making what technology, and I acquire that technology at the most lucrative moment in its span of functionality.
Excellent.
The reveals don't stop.
I'm acquiring cold fusion from Vault-Tech. From my wife. Correct. It will allow me to stay alive indefinitely. In roboticized, non-biological form and protect Las Vegas from the coming nuclear war. Initiated by my wife. Unclear. By Vault-Tech. No, I doubt that. Despite what we both heard in that meeting. Vault-Tech is a collision of bureaucrats.
He knows that he was eavesdropping.
I don't know.
Robert House impersonator was there.
You said you knew everything. I routinely design and run mathematical paradigms based on global, political, and socioeconomic conditions in an effort to predict future events.
You're a human AI.
And one spring morning, the data coalesced, and it told me, in no uncertain terms, that the world would, well, end. Calculator told you that.
God, the constant profile shots in this episode are so good.
Date of the end of the world may not interest you, Mr. Howard, but the date the data coalesced might. April 14th, 2065 at 5:17 a.m.
Whoa, exactly
That
when.
date of any interest to you? That's my daughter's birthday.
Oh, wow.
That is vexingly curious, isn't it?
He is a Vincent Price.
More
Vincent
curious.
Price at Disney.
You were not meant to come to Vegas this weekend. Your wife Barbara was meant to come alone. The moment that you bought your ticket to Las Vegas, the date the world was going to end jumped forward by 1 month.
What are you, a fortune teller now?
I'm a mathematician, a roboticist, and a casino owner.
It's all about the
I
odds.
don't know yet how you figure into all of this, but you most certainly do.
I love how he fancies himself a god. Literally, this whole set design is like a cylinder of all his genius.
Like unknown variables. Irksome, not knowing exactly how you play a part in ending the world.
You know, the person who wanted me to kill you, you know what they think? They think that you are gonna end things.
Whoa.
By selling Vault-Tec the weapons it needs.
No, the bombs will not be dropped by me or any of the idiots at that meeting.
But
I believe there is another player at the table.
Nice analogy.
The same unknown entity responsible for your demon in the snow.
Oh my God.
Who? I don't know.
I know.
Like I said, Irks, as you see, I live my life by one.
Is it a
simple
spoiler to
max.
tell me? Lucy's dad, Hank?
The house always wins, right?
And it does. I'm making sure of it using every single piece of technology at my disposal. But what if I'm not the house? What if someone else is?
What if you're just a fucking lunatic?
I'm a lunatic?
Yeah.
Yeah, look at your hat, buddy.
I don't think you're a cowboy at all, no. I think you're a killer. I think I know exactly who you are.
Oh, wow.
Cracks in the mirror, cracks in the identity.
Vegas cannot be an easy place for him to visit. Oh, he's the variable.
You okay?
Sorry.
She's not.
You'd think it would have all hit me at once. But, no, even if my parents survived the bombs, they'd be gone by now. Same with my friends. My cat.
Your cat have a name?
Family of losing that, that's tough, but your cat?
Very cat, yeah.
His name was Puppy.
Puppy the cat.
It's funny, huh?
I mean, not right now, I guess.
You know how to comfort.
You don't strike me as the kind of person who would sign up for a program like this. Did you know going in about the future enterprise ventures?
Like I said, I just started this job a week ago.
How horrifying.
Everything these people talked about sounded pretty nutty to me.
She looks Filipino. She might be Filipino.
What they said. Nothing about doing something to the people in Vault 32 or 33.
There was this exec, Bud's boss. Her name was Barbara Howard. She was in charge of all the vault.
Ooh.
Do you know where her office is?
It's all coming together. Every storyline. Every storyline.
Imagine this is season 2 where they actually resolve plots.
You're not really Bud's successor, are you?
How'd you know?
Because you're not absolutely nuts.
Thank you.
But the rest of them, they are nuts.
Oh, great.
They bet their whole lives on Bud Askins and his weird multi-millennial plan. If they realize you took that from them, there's no telling what they'll do.
There's always an amazing eavesdropper in these shows and
Yeah,
movies.
Sorry, it's like
With great hearing every time.
But in my defense, I did just see the world end like a week ago. I could really use a drink. Do you want a drink?
I've actually never had one.
Really?
I'm going for some water right now, honestly. Forced evolutionary virus.
Forced evolutionary virus.
So they intended the virus.
Absolutely doing it, Craig.
You lied to us.
He's just going for it. Didn't even want to snitch on him. Went straight for the kill. Oh, boy.
I think we can say I am officially done with drugs.
Nope.
Window. You done?
Thanks.
Least I can do. Consider it.
Who's that?
Oh.
Let him explain.
Hi. I was sent here by your father. Mr. McLean is very impressed that you followed him this far, but
Oh, whoa.
he's quite secure in an underground facility. There's no reaching him from here, not without his explicit invitation.
You're gonna walk right back out of here and lead us to my father. Now.
Unfortunately, I don't have permission.
He has no control.
And wouldn't it be a shame if Mr. McLean had to terminate
Oh, that prick.
that slumber prematurely? They almost assuredly wouldn't survive the process.
Don't listen to him. Whatever it is, we can't trust him.
However,
One way to turn the party against each other.
your father is in the process of setting certain plans in motion. He'd like it if you'd be able to wait it out, safe and sound, back at home.
His acting is phenomenal.
Do you accept?
You can't actually be considering this.
Oh, man. Reject Nation, thanks so much for tuning into this video because today's episode is brought to you by Prize Picks. I first learned about Prize Picks through the missus because she's super into fantasy sports. And honestly, kind of makes sense they're sponsoring Real Rejects. Because what we do here has always been about experiences. Not just watching something, but feeling it. Being locked in, being present. And just to be clear, this isn't about pressure or chasing wins. It's about choice, engagement, and adding a little extra fun to something you were already watching. I get it. Trying something new can be intimidating. Whether that's starting a new routine or jumping into sports for the first time. But in life and on Prize Picks, it always feels good to be right. Prize Picks strips fantasy sports down to its simplest form. Trust your instincts. No drafts, no season-long commitments. No. You just pick more or less on player projections, and suddenly every game hits a little harder. Right now with high-pressure NFL playoff games every weekend and elite NBA action almost every night, pantomiming, the action never stops. And Prize Picks lets you take control or just enjoy the games differently. They've added early payouts, so if your player gets hot, you can cash out before the game even ends. You can choose flex play for flexibility or power play for bigger payouts. And even if your fantasy league is already over, Prize Picks lets you keep playing, even through the playoffs. Right now, they're available in all 50 states with fast, secure withdrawals and easy deposits. You can download the Prize Picks app today and use code REJECTS to get $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. That's code REJECTS to get $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. Prize Picks. Good to be right.
Lucy, I brought you here to bargain with. This is the bargain.
We're actually beginning to get along.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Look,
Night.
good reveal.
Wonderful! I'll inform management that you made an agreeable decision.
Take a nap. When you wake up, you'll be home. Couldn't be helped.
With his regrets.
Family's a fucked up thing.
Couldn't be helped.
I was just thinking the way this was shot, I was like, oh, it's mirroring the earlier frames. Oh, how dark. How twisted. Oh, shit. What the fuck?
Thought we were friends.
No, he could survive that, right?
He's a ghoul.
My little sugar bomb.
Wait.
Ooh. Great mirroring. He's not dead, right?
I don't think so. That was a great little.
That's all I gotta say for you.
Do I say that a lot, Greg?
No. Definitely not. Well, Reject Nation, we have watched Fallout Season 2, Episode 5? Yes, that is what it is. Prepper, good job editing these. You guys have been annihilating it. Thank you so much.
Yeah, remember when you licked my head in that other episode intro?
I do. I remember everything. Also, I remember all you guys join our Patreon page, becoming Royal Rejects. That's where you get the full reaction watch along, where you sync up with your own copy. It's a great way to support the channel. One of these Fallout videos, no matter how much weird things you do to the editing, those music copyright claims eventually come in. So thank you guys for helping us offset some of that monetization losses. In addition, you get some other goodies there, and a great way to support the channel as well. RejectNationShop.com. Scan that barcode right there on screen. Am I wearing a tee? I'm wearing a Real Reject tee. I usually am.
Is the new shirt available by the time they see this?
Oh my God, we should have shot that out at the beginning.
Ghouls just to wanna have fun. Hey, Greg, you know what my favorite vault is?
No.
Vault 6-7. Should I resign?
I don't get it.
6-7? You know, like the kids? You know, they're all like, 6-7. And they do the hand motion. And vault 6-7, which is just a number. 6-7. Well, you heard it here first, folks. Greg is old and is not up on pop culture. So sad, very sad.
Anyway, Michael, I'll go to you first, man. How are you feeling?
Well, I'm gonna start with just the producer creative in me has really loved the writing. I feel like the intentionality, the very careful odes to sort of so many of the like cinematic inspirations for this series. You know, like we've gotten a bit of Western, we've gotten a bit of noir. You know, there's some moments where I feel like I'm walking into the bar in Casablanca, and they take all of these like beautiful techniques and angles of the era and of that like great chapter of film, and they manage to throw it on its head in such a beautiful and cinematic way. And the decisions and the pacing, everything has felt earned. The heartbreak that we both felt when we realized the decision that the Ghoul was going to make, and that he was choosing to be the Ghoul, that was just absolutely devastating. And also Lucy realizing that she's losing pieces of herself, and part of it is out of an emulation of something that I think she acts like she hates it. Like there's, I think, a part of her that admires him and his tenacity and the way that he's able to just survive.
Yeah.
So that has been really, really fulfilling. Story-wise, lore-wise, like I could not ask for anything more. I think it was a beautiful setup to convince the audience that it was Vault-Tec that decided to drop the bombs and all the other corporations, and to add in the continued mystery, which is sort of a long-standing tradition in the Fallout universe of giving us pieces of the puzzle but not giving us the full puzzle. I've got a hunch as to who he was alluding to, this mystery group, and we've already seen them. We saw them in the first episode, is my hunch.
I mean, is it a game spoiler or is it just a theory?
I think it's a theory. We don't actually know who dropped the bombs. My personal theory is that the Enclave, who is the one that had the fella who lost his head.
The fella who lost his head?
And had the dog. Ben.
Oh, yeah.
Who is part of the Enclave. And they actually mentioned
the people with the experiments,
which I thought was purposeful. And until they talk about the Enclave and what it is, I'm not going to get into it. But that's my current hunch, if it's not Vault-Tec. But I thought it was brilliant to sort of, I mean, Mr. House, his pursuit of self-preservation and how he has convinced himself that he is the good guy by saving Vegas and by, he thinks that all these things are making him something that is good. I thought it was brilliantly done and certainly flipped whatever I expected on its head. What did you think, Greg?
This might be my favorite episode. I'm not sure. I'm not sure yet. Very well could be, though. It just had the sensibilities that personally speak to me the most. And like while it was like doing world building and we finally get to Vegas, I like how while we're in Vegas, a lot of it is about unpacking really what happened in Vegas, because there's so much about getting to Vegas.
Yeah.
And while there's a lifestyle here, it's not really about what is the lifestyle here. It's you kind of get the idea pretty quick of what it's like here. It's more about understanding the why behind it. And it was an entire episode about duality, about the choices that we make, and how the past, like you constantly bring up the quote of this, about how war never changes. And a lot of this felt like the inner war, and these people never change either. Yeah. And I love everything that freaking Walton Goggins was bringing to this episode. This is like the episode that creates the clear line between Cooper and the Ghoul, and watching Cooper, the human, becoming the Ghoul, and watching Ghoul resort back to Cooper at times. It was a really well nuanced performance. as well as like watching everything that Ella Purnell's bringing to it as Lucy. I love the flip of the power fist. You know, like you set that up and it feels like it'll come into like some big action moment, and maybe it still will.
Yeah.
But for it to be first,
that was the perfect use of it. I mean, that's what a power fist is for.
it's an emotional impact moment.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Literally.
Literal
impact there.
Literally. And Michael, you talked for 3.5 minutes. I'm ready to go now. I'm ready to leave this review now.
So I wanted to talk about how really quick. I thought that exactly what you were saying, there is sort of this reflection happening in all the characters when you see the duality.
I said mirroring.
What did I say?
Reflection. Very different term.
Very different terms. I wasn't really paying attention while you were talking. I was thinking about what
Likewise. I was just looking at the counter.
That's what we do. People think we don't like each other. They think that I annoy you. I know.
It only took
how
them.
Do they know?
It only took them how many episodes to figure that out? That's what I do. I like to bring people here who piss me off.
Yeah.
And I'm like, let's film.
Let's spend hours together.
I like the nuance of hidden tension.
Are you implying? No. But the reflection in the mirror.
Yeah. Staring at the man.
I like that it's not just the individual characters, but we're even seeing it in the opposite of this opulent, amazing, beautiful place, then to wasteland. And then even more granular than that, you're watching these protesters like fighting against all this awful corporate, evil money, getting kicked out and literally thrown on the steps.
Yeah.
And then people inside drinking, gambling, laughing, and continuing to feed this beast of opulence.
Well, if you look at the opulence coloring, it's actually kind of a darker shade of how they usually light the wasteland, too. Visual storytelling.
No, I mean, it's... and I think that's what I love most about the show. Obviously, I love Fallout. I love the lore. The story is amazing. Why this show has succeeded, whereas so many other video game adaptations has failed, is because it is just so abundantly clear to me that when they made this story, their focus wasn't to just make a great Fallout show. Their goal was to make an amazing piece of television that can stand on its own 2 feet. And
yeah, it doesn't feel like, I need to know the games to appreciate this, like how some other video game franchise adaptations make me feel.
Name and names. Last of Us.
Last of Us makes you feel that way?
Yeah.
Oh, really?
No.
I can't actually speak to that since I haven't played
the
I mean, since I've played the games and I don't know the.
It's funny because I've not.
Oh.
Wow, look at that. It's opposite. It's like a mirror.
It's like
Well, what I'm really interested in, what do you guys think?
Hold on, Michael. I'm not done with my thoughts.
Yeah.
God, you annoy me and I want to put that out to the public. No more lying.
They're not going to know that you're joking, and they're going to read me in the comment section.
Oh, they should power fist you in the comments while they're reaming you. You know what I mean?
Buy me dinner first.
Buzzing. We should perform in Vegas.
What stays in Vegas happens in Vegas.
Yep, that's the phrase.
That's this next thing. I'll be there this weekend if anybody is looking to power fit.
Robert House, you brought up a good point of, I mean, you had already, it seems like the House representative that he had was more of the idea that you would assume this guy to be more like. And what he's actually like is that, there's a lot of talk about like communism in the show.
Yeah.
And he is a little bit more of the representation of that in some ways, of a controller type of godlike dictator,
Your definition of communism is a little bit different.
No. Communism means absolute malevolence at all costs. Just look it up.
Yeah. Oh, no, I know. I did. I mean, if we're talking about the dirty red commies of the Cold War, then you're absolutely
I'm talking about the original meaning of communism.
Zoran Mamdani.
Did you know that The swastika
Greg,
was actually.
fucking Alba. No, we're not doing this again.
Did you know?
So no,
I'm just joking. The god, like
not the swastika bit, but the other
not even
part.
the communist part. I just like saying stuff and messes. Yes.
Get your
What people don't realize is people think Michael annoys me, but I just like to annoy him. It's more funny.
That's so freaking real, dude. No, but finish your thought.
The god-like complex that he has, and of course, like the visual language of it. Like when you enter that room, and the trickery. Normally, when they establish power dynamics in any type of film language, the guy's on top, other guy on bottom. You establish power that way easily, and giving that false sense of power. He's able to look down on him, but still command the room while looking up.
That's true power.
It's true freaking power, and like the literal. It's like a real life Ron Burgundy who actually knows his shit. You know,
Well,
he's got like his computer tech. He's watching over
room,
people.
I mean, it's obviously it's in the game, but it's also.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I didn't know that.
But their use of it, I thought, achieved exactly what you're getting at. But it feels like a roulette game.
Yeah.
You know, like you really don't know where it's all going to land. But I think that is the most interesting thing about Mr. House. And it's probably true of, I mean, obviously from the get-go, the minute we saw the mind control device, first thing we said was Neuralink and Elon Musk, and it's folks that. And if you were to go up to Elon Musk and ask him, do you think you're saving the planet? He'd be like, yeah, I'm trying to give a contingency plan. We're going to go to space. We have all these electric cars to save the planet. We're going to have AI and robots. Somebody that has to work anymore. It sounds very familiar.
Yeah.
But I think it requires a certain type of ego or personality. To convince yourself that you are a savior.
Yeah. The hubris of a savior.
And maybe there is good outcome sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe the outcome is, but I think what's clear is that Mr. House recognized early on that there's many factors that are dictating sort of his prediction of when the world will end. The fact that Coop is the ultimate influence on that algorithm.
Yeah.
That to me is so interesting and fascinating. And for a guy that is all about control and planning and strategy, it's the one gamble that he can't figure out where to put all of his chips. And, and it's a fun thing because I really can't tell you because I don't want to ruin the game for you, but it ties in so well with sort of the adventure that you get sent on that ultimately leads you to meeting Mr. House. It was all about the timeline of when the bombs dropped.
Justin Theroux is such a good actor.
The two of them. I mean, honestly, if this doesn't win some Emmys, I'm going to be very, very angry.
Season 1 won some shit, didn't it?
Yeah, it did. I met Todd Howard on the red carpet during the.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, it was so funny because everyone was going up to Ella Purnell and all of them, and I saw Todd Howard, and he was like a fucking nerd all by himself. He's the game director for Fallout, and I beelined over to him, and I was like, "Hi, Mr. Howard. I'm Michael, and you inspired my whole career, and I know the internet hates you, but I really love you." And he was like. Yeah, so why are you here? We're at the Emmys. But, anywho, well, I think we've said enough.
No, we haven't. Norm.
Fuck, god damn it, we didn't talk about Norm. He'll be fine.
Yeah, he's probably all right.
Yeah.
A lot of false deaths. Cliffhanger of deaths.
I mean, obviously, he was still breathing at the end, so, that bodes better than having a fucking...
Where do you think they're going with that?
I mean, I think ultimately he is going to be put into a position that is going to, at the perfect time, because of the people that he is with and the trajectory that he is on, he is most likely to find Hank and ultimately be in a position to help break out his sister.
That makes sense.
And maybe he'll even end up teaming up with the Ghoul, who filled with regret and also filled with the desire to find his wife and daughter and also make it up to Lucy that he got her abducted by good old Hank, But I think that's where these stories will eventually have to collide. I do think, however, they have set up beautifully my theory for season 3.
Okay.
Which I'm going to make you cover your ears because people really liked when I did that last week.
People or person?
There was 2 comments.
Okay.
That is
people.
People, plural. That's 2. Earmuffs. That doesn't work.
No.
All right. It's nice to see everybody again. I'm going to try to be really, really fast about this because this was a very, very long review reaction. But I absolutely think that Mr. House and the remainder of his intention for the rest of the season is definitively going to be about having his consciousness, what remains of his body, turned into a synth, and that will ultimately lead us to an amazing plot line in Massachusetts. I, for one, am particularly of the belief that the Enclave is absolutely responsible for the bombs dropping based upon all the different pieces that have been put into place. I think they're going to introduce some really interesting new characters that are going to end up playing a role as part of our big bad sort of situation. But I think we've got the synths and the Institute and all of that brewing up in the background. But I think we are going to get a nice, hopefully neat ending for the Ghoul this season. Fingers crossed. What do you guys think? Don't forget to leave a like and a comment down below. Done. Jesus. We'll see you next week.